Hey everybody, it's Jean-Michel from Inversio, and today we're doing a quick catch-up, up to speed with Richard and Perry from QBatteryMetals. First of all, thank you guys for being here. And if I understand, you're like in a dog leg of a trip that you came earlier to Montreal to see the F1. After that, you went up to Val-d'Or, picked up some samples, got some work done. And now you're just going all around town, just talking to your various contacts, keep them informed what's happening. And now you are pretty much here and going to be telling us exactly what's been going on. So since last time I saw Richard, I saw you at PDAC. So how are things progressed since PDAC with QBatteryMetals?
Yeah, I mean, we, like you said, we just got back from Val-d'Or at our Licorne lithium project, and we took some rock samples up there. And it was really exciting. We found some pegmatite. And so that's who we just came back from. So Perry could probably explain to you more about the rocks, but I mean, it's pretty exciting stuff.
Well, let's go right on to that. Like, Perry, you're the geologist, you're the guy. What are pegmatites? Because, we hear those words, people, throw pegmatites, there's a percentage, and, a lot of the investors are the people that just want to get into companies, don't understand necessarily what are pegmatites, what they mean. What are they related to? Is it lithium, gold, silver?
Pegmatites are basically, the definition of pegmatite would be just coarse-grained rock. So you get big crystals, the size of this glass, or I don't know if there's a threshold, maybe of a centimeter or two before you start calling it a pegmatite. But really, it's like a granite rock. If you look at granite, you just see a bunch of crystals.
Okay.
And maybe they're only a millimeter in size, and it makes the granite rock. But the pegmatites, you look at it, you can see the big crystals are in there. That's easy to identify. We have a pegmatite.
Okay.
But what that means in general, it could be a pegmatite with no other metals that are of interest. It could just be quartz and feldspar. That's typical of a pegmatite. But then you get pegmatites that have rare earth elements associated with them, and then other pegmatite types that have lithium associated with them. The ones we're looking at are obviously lithium potential pegmatites. Certain types of granite rock, they create the pegmatite. Certain types of granite rock have the chemical makeup to become a lithium pegmatite. Other ones have a chemical makeup to become something else, maybe no metals or maybe rare earth. We know our batholith, our project, is already known to be a lithium producing pegmatite, or producing pegmatites that are lithium bearing. So we are already a step beyond having to try to find the right geology, because we know that we have North American Lithium already producing. And then Jourdain with their joint venture project already drilling pegmatites of the right type, and we're just around the corner. So it's one of those things we're saying, we know we've got it. We just have to go there and find them, essentially.
Okay. And when we talk about like lithium, more and more people are aware of what lithium, the uses, how it's a rare earth mineral, how it's on the strategic metals. Now, give us an idea of the scope of how much lithium, how rich is Canada in lithium?
Well, it's still evolving. Like we're hearing some big numbers coming out of some of the other projects that are going to have 25, 50 million ton type projects that will produce lithium. But I think the issue now is we may have the body in the ground. So you have to then mine the pegmatites out. And then you've got to upgrade lithium content before it will be accepted at a smelter. So each project's going to need to have its own concentrator, or have a concentrator nearby where they can send their material. And then after that, it gets to a smelter, which I understand Quebec is building one or more smelters to help alleviate the shipping of the product overseas, like to China for smeltering. So that's a huge step. That will put Quebec and Canada at the forefront of lithium production.
Yeah, there's a big smelter in BC where we live in Trail, right? So that's
no, but that's not a lithium smelter.
No, I'm just saying, but we have a massive smelter in BC.
But new smelters are rare. The one in Trail, BC was built for Cominco in their Sullivan deposit, which was 100 million tons, but that's turn of the century. That smelter has been there since early 1900s. They're still using it, and they keep upgrading it. But as far as new smelters being built in Canada, this is a rarity, and it's a big positive good news that the province here is actually funding the initiative to build a smelter just to get all these lithium projects on track.
all these lithium projects on track, all these companies, all these, you know, just pretty much, if you want, like taking care of our own backyard
Yes.
and, you know, being a little bit more master of our destinies when it comes to our natural resources.
Yeah.
Because I think, well, we pretty much all know that for many, many decades, we've been relying on outsourcing instead of doing it ourselves.
Yep.
And that's something that I think is super important to communicate, because by regulation, and please correct me, but Canada is one of the most regulated sectors when it comes to mining, and not in a negative sense. And like, you take care of the environment, we take care of like, we make sure that things are right, because
we were talking about that, and then the old blood diamond aspect. You can get diamonds from everywhere in Africa and different places, but it became that overtone of, where are your diamonds coming from? What's your slave market you're using? Where's the guerrillas shooting people that are taking the diamonds and marketing them? So when Canada started producing diamonds, they started stamping them with that polar bear, and now you've got a clean Canadian diamond.
Another came from Canada.
It'll be similar to lithium. You know, we will be perceived hopefully as a clean lithium producer.
It'll have the fleur-de-lis on the
that's
the
what
lithium.
every lithium tablet, whatever it is, every battery will be stamped. But yeah, it's the same. And we talked about that. Lithium kind of follows that same trend of marketing, where you'll have a lot of different producers, but they don't have their own buyers. Like, you're not selling directly to Toyota or Honda or Ford, whoever it is. You're selling into the market that Quebec will be controlling at their smelter. And then they find the markets, or they deal with the markets. So you don't have to market your own product.
And the thing is all of that starts with companies like QBatteryMetals, because, you know, you're at the forefront. You're at the, you know, the tip of the spear to finding these resources, exploiting these resources. So, you know, that's the bit that most people don't tend to forget is, you know, before we got the goods, somebody has to do the nitty gritty, going out there, finding, proving.
It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of funding, people, you know, the crew on the ground, drilling, all those factors that go in, and a lot of exploration. It could take 4 or 5 seasons, years, you know, of working on your ground before you start to get to a resource. And so you got to think in those terms. You don't just say, let's mine lithium now. Okay, where do I go? Where do I start digging? It's not easy. You know, it seems like there's a lot of projects that seem to be advancing fairly quickly. So I think where we're located with the LaCorne South project is in a place that should advance fairly quickly. We already kind of know, oh, hey, we've got the right geologic setting. We've now found some pegmatites. It's just a matter of finding the right concentration or sizes, clusters of pegmatites. We've done the magnetometer survey of the whole property now. So it's good. It's good positive. We're seeing some.
But what's the because, you know, Luddite.
The Earth isn't just one massive commonality of magnetism. If you were to fly an aircraft with a sensor, it's going up and down. So some rocks are more magnetic, some are less magnetic. It turns out that the rock type we have in most of the property is a volcanic rock that's fairly highly magnetic, but pegmatites are low magnetic. So you start looking for features there's a drop in the magnetism. And say, well, that could be a pegmatite.
You're looking for the dark holes.
Yeah, in fact, I've got an image that I made in black and white. The black is the non-magnetic, and the light colors are magnetic. So you'll start seeing trends and holes, and saying those are targets. Those will become targets for exploration. If they're buried in glacial sediment, then we'll probably be a drill target. Let's see what they are.
That's so cool, because, you know, there's still some people that are thinking, oh, okay, we're doing mining like it was done like 150 years ago, whereas, you know, it was pretty much like mining was blindfolding. You know, you're blindfolded. You're like, I think because I found something.
Yeah.
But no, the advent of technology, like,
there are more tools, but in the end, it's still we're almost not advanced as the fact that we still have to drill a hole into it to know really what it is. There's no tool to use that says, oh, there's lithium there and gold there and nickel there. This will be easy. No, there's an anomaly there. There's some dark patch of color there. But unless we can go there and bang the rock, we're going to have to drill it and see what actually is making that dark color in the map.
And just to shift a little bit more of the questions to a little bit to Richard, markets have been tough. It's not been easy, but it's not been easy for anybody. Like, I mean, I can't see any sector of the industry that's not doing well. even banks, which is actually a first. They're not doing that good right now. So it's been tough. And how is it for like a CEO of a company going like keeping that stoking the fire, saying to your shareholders, going like, okay, this is not a me problem. This is not a company problem. It's it's an industry and market problem across the board.
Yes.
So how do you tackle that? And how do you like keep people going like, okay, don't worry, we're gonna get there.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, we've been at it for quite a while, and we've seen lots of cycles, and I mean, right now we're in a high interest rate, high inflation environment. Going into the summertime too, things get a little bit slower. So it's not really anything we haven't seen before, and there's ups and downs in mining markets. So really, I just think we just keep at it, keep our heads down, keep pushing forward on the exploration, and then when things turn, they turn really fast. They do. So things could be all doom and gloom right now, but then all of a sudden, it's like when the winds change, you want to be there exploring when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think many years ago, I met a CEO of a natural gas company, and it was at the right after the peak when everything just started going down. Price of natural gas was just tumbling down, and went to his office in Calgary, and see him looking at his stuff, his computer's on. I said, "Oh, you're not even following your stock." He goes, "No, man, no. There's no point. There's no point. The people that are with me know what I'm trying to do. They know the projects that I'm going for. They know my philosophy. So, I think there's a lot of that that has to be taken in consideration because, there's always a day trader out there that's just randomly picks companies, literally, and just plays around with the stock during the day, and then you automatically have people that are going, oh, well, what's happening to my stock? What are you doing? Do you have any news? And it's just, it's not explained to people saying like, no, there's these guys out there that do this.
Yeah,
it's their job.
Yeah, and that's why we try to keep active with the news flow, keep everyone updated on what we're doing. And we also have to take a long view of the company. It's like you said, if you're looking at it every day and it's, it might drive you crazy watching the ups and downs and swings of the stock market. But if we look at things more of like Perry was saying, it might take 4 or 5 exploration seasons to hopefully make a discovery. That's why we're doing it, is to make a discovery. And so we have to look at that long view of the company.
When did you guys decide? Because I know historically you've been more into gold, but what brought this I wouldn't say a shift because you still have some gold properties, but what brought this idea to pivot? Because some people say, oh no, it's a gold company and you should stay in gold properties. And I personally always think it's smart business to be able to have your options open and be like, well, no, there's a reason to pivot. And so what was the reason to pivot?
Well, I definitely think there's a big movement and a push in Canada and North America and the world for green, clean energy and battery metals, and there's a huge push for that. Like I said, so we thought it would make sense for us to throw our hat in that arena. I mean, we still have our gold projects as well, but we're diversified now. Where before maybe we were just focused on the gold.
It's kind of interesting. We only really we have the same properties. They just happen to have the right geology to ship metals. We only brought one property on board that was actually designated for lithium property. It just worked out that the Corn South property in particular, it was staked for a interesting geologic trend with some interesting features that could have gone any which way. Mm-hmm. And it's to say, well, we suddenly are doing lithium out of the blue. Well, no, we actually are on the margins of this batholith that produces pegmatites that have lithium. So it was an easy shift that way. But it doesn't mean we've dropped all the gold properties or dropped the other metals that are even on this property in the Corn South. It also has copper, zinc, silver, and some gold potential as well.
All on strategic metals, all there. Yeah. But it's, that's the thing is people, I think a lot of people still have that old-timey mentality, or they see the shows like Hunting for Gold in Alaska, and it's fun TV because it's all extreme, and they use big diggers, and try to find those big, massive deposits. But that's not real, geology. Is that no? You literally don't know what you got, and you can have a variety. And
the shows you're watching are actually, and the thing you're always talking about are placer deposits. So those are stream sediments where you can actually take a bulldozer and sift it through a drum and separate the gold from the gravel. So that's different kinds of targets.
Yeah, it's not as glamorous sometimes for us in Val-d'Or with the 30-degree heat and the bugs flying around.
That would have made good reality TV.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe a lot of bleeping sounds, but the image of the number of black flies and deer flies that were around us. And I'm trying to talk. He's trying to get me. I'm home this lovely boulder of pegmatite. It's like, wow, man, I'm sweating in my eyes.
If you don't have bug spray and a lot of water, you're in trouble out there. And
well, but that also brings up another fact is people don't realize that if you go into exploration, you gotta like the outdoors. You gotta be. It's a reality. It's not nobody's sitting at home. Okay, bigger companies, some bigger companies do that, but they're like way down the line where they're actually like it's no longer exploration, it's exploitation. They're at the point where they just get reports. But no, the grassroots is literally grassroots, boots on the ground, doing the work and being there. So it's not just the geologist; it's also the CEO that's got to deal with the black flies.
I think they have to get out there. If they don't, I'll make sure they do at some point.
Don't have appreciation for
what's everybody else doing out there? Let's come have a look. See, we've been out there at 30 below, and we've been out there at 30 above.
I was saying 30 degrees and sweating. We've also
last
been
time
minus 30.
His toes are freezing off, and this time his head's sweating off.
I thought I had frostbite when we're drilling in the winter, and this time around you're almost passing out from heat exhaustion. So we've seen the two extremes in Val-d'Or exploration.
And I know that so most of your properties are in Val-d'Or, but you also picked up some properties around Gatineau.
Yeah, we do, and then we have some other things in the works right now that we're looking at. So we're planning on building out even more, so our footprint in Quebec.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So maybe next time
property just south of Lorainville. I quite like the setting up, but we may not get around to it for a while because of the concentration on lithium. But it's another one, and then one that's a little bit tough to explore right close to Val-d'Or for the gold project, which is in a known gold trend, and we have some little hits, but it's swampy ground. It's got winter
and we were actually, because of the droughts and it was so dry, the swamp, we were able to go in there, but typically you got a helicopter in, or you have to use a Argo or those type of vehicles that go through swamps, but we were able to access it because of the dry conditions.
Pretty much drove the whole way in our rental car and then walked the last few hundred meters, and we were on the gold showing on a neighboring property. So
what are your expectations for the rest of 2023?
Well, I think we want to be active in exploring our I think our focus will be our Licorne lithium project. We want to be really active there on the exploration, get some results back. And if we can get some positive results, show the market that we have some viable drill targets. So ultimately, we want to drill maybe fall, sort of like when the weather is a little bit more conducive to getting in there for a long period of time.
We have that fire ban, so we're kind of limited in what can be done.
The fires have they affected the
you wouldn't even be able to drill right
just
now.
Just the ban for access, no fire actually in the area. You can see smoke in the air, but as far as direct impact, no, it's more they have flagged off some of the roads you're not even supposed to go in. So that could be a few weeks before you're allowed back. You need some rain and cool weather.
Don't want to cause any sparks or anything while you're working, so it's but we're planning on drilling the fall, I think, this year. Late summer.
And so you got on this quick trip, you got yourself some pegmatites. You're going to send it to the lab, get some results, and then we're going to get a couple of press releases. They're going to give us some news.
Yeah,
hopefully
we did sample Lorraine as well. Sorry to interject, but we got rocks from there as well. The potential for having platinum group elements, the particular rock we sampled. So I'm looking forward to those results too. I guess I'm leaning my direction somewhat too. Like, let's keep that nickel, cobalt, copper, platinum group element property, still in the works because it's I like it. But I do like the corn. The corn for the lithium is something that has to be followed through.
Last days of 2023, what would make you happy? Like, what would put that smile?
If Perry's winning a Prospector of the Year award, and we're got some.
Let's just drill some sizable pegmatites, get a bit of lithium, and I think that's a huge, not a huge objective. It seems like it should happen, and then expand from there.
Awesome. And anything else you want to like maybe share to potential investors, people that just want to get into your stock,
Yeah. I mean, keep us on your watch list. Obviously, QMAT is a stock symbol. We're going to be really active on news releases and expiration this year, and we feel like the share price has gotten beaten up by a lot of other like a lot of other juniors out there. So we feel like it's a good time to get in.
Yeah, absolutely. You always hear that buy low and sell high. Well, you got to have the courage to buy low.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You got to be really willing to hear that, even from CEOs that are not happy their stock being, at the price it is, but they're also the ones telling you, well, if there's a time for you to come in, now would be the time.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I agree 100%. Yeah.
So you got to make that happen. Well, guys, thanks for stopping by. I hope Quebec and Montreal has been treating you well, and we'll see each other pretty soon. Thank you very much, Perry.
Thanks.
Thank you, Richard.
Nice to see you.
And guys, QBatteryMetals. Check them out. Follow. It's on, follow us on Inversio and all of our social medias.
Well, if you made it this far, you must be a real fan. So you better smash that like button, let us know what you think down below. And if you're not subscribed already, do that and turn on that little notification bell so you don't miss a single one of our videos. While you're at it, check out the last one. It was a real good one. And until next time, see ya.